Hey everyone, welcome back to another build video. My name is Hexrus, and today we're going to be covering a build for the Diablos Shatterer II. Now, this hammer is hailed as the highest damage dealing hammer in the game, and actually it does seem to be the case. This thing is an absolute beast, and I wanted to go ahead and share my build for it. Now, I will say that this is an endgame build, and as always, will require a significant amount of jewel socketing as well as weapon augmenting. But let's go ahead and get to the build. Now, the Diablos hammer normally has a negative 25% affinity, so we augmented it with an affinity increase as well as an attack increase. Now, you can augment it with 2 affinity increases, but the second augment will only give 5% instead of 10% as the first augment did. So I decided to go with the attack increase just to give it a little more raw damage. Also, because we do have the Nergigante 3-piece set for this build, you can drop the attack and go with a health regen augment if you so chose to. Next on the list, we have the Nergigante Helm Alpha, Dobermail Beta, Kaiser Van Braces Alpha, Nergigante Coil, and Greaves in beta form, as well as the Handicraft 3 charm. Now for stats, this will give us the Nergigante Hunger set bonus, attack boost plus 7 for the 21 attack and 5% affinity, negating 15% of that negative affinity. So far, that does bring us to only negative 10. Next, we have the Handicraft 4, which will bring us into white sharpness, weakness exploit 3 for the 50% affinity on weak points, maximum might 3. Now this skill is extremely effective with the hammer. Even with the charge, you can usually maintain full stamina by mid combo, or if you're using Big Bang or any of your just attacking after the charge, you'll have brought your affinity to a plus 20%. This makes a huge difference from going from negative 25% to plus 20. No longer really worrying about the negative affinity on your big attacks or combos on a downed monster. Next, we do have the Protective Polish for the 1 minute of white sharpness. This is really important with how small the white sharpness is on the hammer. And finally, we do have the non-elemental boost to give this hammer the raw damage that really makes this hammer just a powerhouse. But let's go ahead and take a look at the jewels and see how we socketed this build. Alright, now we have the Elementless Jewel in the hammer, Attack Jewel in the Nergigante Helm, the Handicraft Jewel in the Dobermail, a second Attack Gem in the Kaiser Van Braces. Now, I know that many people have not found their second Attack Gem. I only recently got this after 500 hours of gameplay, so if you don't have the second Attack Gem, I totally understand. Feel free to socket an Expert Jewel or whatever you feel is best suited for the slot. Next, we have the Sharpness Jewel for that razor sharp ability in the coil. And finally, we have the Tenderizer Jewel for that weakness exploit. But before I showcase the Tempered Elder Dragon run, I just wanted to show you a quick rundown on how this hammer is affected by food and other buffs, and how ridiculously high the raw damage gets. Alright, now without any buffs, aside from your Power Talon / Charm, this weapon will give you a ridiculous 1534 weapon attack rating, currently also sitting at positive 20 affinity and white sharpness. Now, if we eat for attack, this will bring us up to if we eat for attack up large, this will bring us to a 1612 weapon rating. So let's just take a look here. There we go. Now, if we wanted to, say, use a Mega Demon drug, this will slightly boost us up to 1648. Now, the Mega Demon drug does last until you die, so this is a permanent buff. But let's say we use a Demon Powder. That lasts for 3 minutes, and that puts us up to 1700 weapon rating. Now to go a step further, when you add your hammer charge, that puts you up to 1815 weapon rating, which is absolutely absurd. Now, this hammer by far is the most powerful hammer I've ever come across. There's no combination of elemental that has surpassed it that I've found. Also, when you combine that with the white sharpness and the positive affinity with weakness exploit bringing you up to 70%, you can see why this is a go-to weapon for pretty much every hammer bro out there. Even without the demon powder, that weapon damage is 1763. So, I mean, I won't get into much why this is a powerful amount, but I do know Paradise from Archez Gaming has done a great video on the item buffs, so I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to look into that further on weapon values. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and test this build against a tempered Nergigante. Alright, so we're going to start off with a armor skin, equip some flash pods, and then the Mega Demon Drug. Now, for this run, I'm not going to be using the Demon Powder. I feel like that's more for speed runs, although this will probably be a quick clear time. I'm going to use a Might Seed instead. Go ahead and sharpen just to get that 1 minute of white sharpness. And then I'm going to throw on my Rocksteady Mantle here, charge up my hammer. Really take effect of that maximized damage here. Alright, I didn't want to do that attack, but that's okay. Ooh! There we go. Just that absurd damage. 308 there. 123 on a non-weak point. Ooh, he's hitting pretty hard. Tempered Elder Dragons do hit substantially harder than their oh my gosh, my health, okay. I just max potion here. Recharge my hammer. Boy, he's just chunking me away. Come on. Hold still. Trying to get that knockout. Oof. Yeah, not even Rocksteady Mantle would have saved me from that. Oh, wings. Alright, we're off to a little bit of a rough start. I was hoping to get a sub 5 clear, but this looks like it's going to be a little harder. Oh, nope, I don't want the mount. Oh, missed that uppercut. And the Rocksteady Mantle has worn off. There we go. Oh, didn't knock him down, okay. Now, when attacking the legs with a blunt weapon like this, it does cause exhaust. Oh, I broke a horn at some point. The exhaust is where the monster kind of slows down and just stands there panting. Let's see. There goes the other horn. There we go, let's see if we can get a big bang in. Probably not. Ooh. There we go, that's a ton of damage right there. Ooh. I'm gonna throw on an Impact Mantle after we get out of the way here. Just to see if we can get a little more knockout on him. 244. As you can see, this hammer just is hitting like a truck. Ooh. Of course, so's Nergigante, so... Oh, he's already limping. Look at that. Oh, forgot to charge my hammer. Yeah, with just these high massive damage numbers, it's real easy to get some nice clear times. If I could have stayed on his head more, we probably could have knocked him out. Ah, I always get that swing a little early. Uh-oh. Okay, dive. And that's how you dive a Nergigante. Let's flash him real quick, just... Oh, I have the... Oh, there. Come on, there we go. So I'm still at blue sharpness with this hammer, even without sharpening this entire fight, just because of that 1 minute of white sharpness. Oh, come on. Nope, not going away, not today. trying to keep him from getting back to his other area. Okay, no more impact mantle, so knockout's probably not going to happen. Man, that last hit just misses every time. See, this is exhaustion. Oh, and he's dead. What was the clear time on that? Alright, 4 minutes and 38 seconds. That's, as you can see, this is absolutely a powerful hammer, and that's done without the demon powder, which more than likely could have decreased that overall clear time. But with all that being said, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch my video. If you did enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Also, if you do use the Insect Glaive, Dual Blades, or Longsword, I do have several videos surrounding builds for those weapons as well. If you would like to see a build around a particular weapon, feel free to leave a request in the comments below. I do usually try to reply within the same day with any questions or comments. And as always, happy hunting!